Welcome to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible, and we are going to mm, dive in, ask questions. I want some feedback. I'm hoping I get some feedback on this. What do you think? I've seen it on many paranormal shows and stuff like that. Um, I've seen Cindy Causa do some of it. For one of them, as a medium. I've seen others, um, but it's like uh, where my little note page here. Got it hidden over here. Um, what do you think about like automatic writing, psychometry, and like remote viewing? Um, I'm going to kind of dive into. I'm not doing a deep dive into these. Um, if you like to hear me do a deep dive into them, I'm always open to whatever you would like to hear and see. And of course, you hear on the remote viewing, there was times that the military was trying to use remote viewing. They even made a movie about it. The Men Who Talked to Goats was about remote viewing. Um, and so there's been um, many instances of people using it and seeing things, and and what they see is correct. It's not just gibberish and stuff like that. Of course, there's some that they see all kinds of stuff. So um, things that make you go that's what I'm about. I want to see uh, automatic writing. That's another one. It's one of them. I I kind of want to be there and see it sometime, but it's like, do I really? Because I mean, if there's enough energy in the room or whatever for somebody to be able to, put a pen in their hand and like, okay, and they allow something to control them to write out, which is a scary thought process that anything is taken over your body and taking control. So you have to be very, mentally strong and have your blocks and everything is what I've always heard. But uh, I I'm good. I don't want to. I don't want to get into all that. I don't want to have somebody control my body. Um, I'm good on that right there, which I probably don't have that kind of gift anyway. But um, but it's interesting, and see him, write stuff out and have and it make sense of the situation, or like certain things that only the person would know. Let's see my um, lots of stuff on here. I've got all kinds of cool stuff. I got a couple more videos coming. Like I say, every Wednesday. So I got lots of cool stuff. I got this one and two more sitting here. Well, one could be I could go for a while on it. It's pretty neat. Uh, I'll give a little sneak peek. It's about UFOs. So yeah, I mean, another one you see a lot of times um, in some of the shows and stuff is psychometry. And you take this one object. Um, uh, you know, I take this little rock right here, and I can hold it and concentrate on it, and it could tell me the story. Um, it'd be weird if it just did that as I did that. But um, So that's another one, you know. So again, my questions, you know, like I said, tonight is just going to be a podcast of questions. So, um, what what do you think? Or what, and hopefully, you know, I get some replies and stuff like that. Uh, if you listen to Spotify or YouTube, if you're on the Trouble Lines Radio Network, um, if you would look up look up the channel, you know, or go to the Discord and message me. You know, that'd be cool too. You can go in the Trouble Minds Discord and join it, and a lot of great minds there, and ask questions there too. You know, or put out your thought process. So it'd be cool. Um, it's very speculative of if this stuff is actually really real. Let me see if I can get my words correct. Um, you know, using like on the psychometry, you're looking, some of them, um, people having a clairvoyance and like you know, being able to see things that others can't see. So that's kind of cool to think about it if it's possible. Um, I know I know me personally, I can sense like energy and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I really, I I was on Salcedo Paranormal and did some ghost stories on there, and you know, and some of the feelings I felt there, feeling the temperature drop in a room or in an area, just and then as soon as I got out of an area, it went back up. So it was, uh, and I was riding a bicycle beside a graveyard at one of the times, and uh, it, you're looking like having that ability to to feel that temperature drop, and and if it was just such a drastic drop, was it just me feeling it, or was it, I was sitting there thinking back, after doing that show. And if you like to, check it out, go to, Salcedo Paranormal and check out James's show. And you can scroll through all his great shows, and I listen to a bunch of them really. But you'll find one that says, talking with Ricky, and you'll find me down there. So check that out. Be uh, be pretty cool. James is a good guy, and he works hard and has some great stories. So, but it was like, uh, made me wonder. Thinking back, was what I was feeling. If anybody else had been there with me, would they felt the same thing? And it's like, mm, hmm, I wonder. Of course, I was alone. There was nobody else there, so there was no way of the situation and me figuring, uh, of not knowing, But it makes me wonder. Um, like you hear, man, what's that? There's a podcast they're talking about remote viewing all the time. Man, I was listening to it for a while, and then I had to get rid of my iPhone, and I just have my Google Pixel now. Uh, so on way to podcasts and stuff, I do like the way the podcasts on Apple kind of laid out and how you can see them. It's the format and everything. I do like it better than a lot of the other ones, even Spotify. I really actually do, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to remember. I can't think of the name of it. But they're always, you know, remote viewing, they're saying, and going to these places, and and there's certain places they won't remote view. Uh, I know there's a lot of them that remote view. Get I get talking too fast sometimes and just run over my words. And like the Vatican and stuff like that, there's such an energy there of and all the crazy stuff there. That's one of the ones I would like to, curious, the Vatican archive, what all they have, you see on the Da Vinci Code, and they go back there and they got all that great, stuff like that. You makes you wonder: is it that high tech, or is it 10 times more? Is it, um, some think the Library of Alexandria is there. It actually, some of it got burnt, but some of them got actually brought to the Vatican. And um, it's there's only a handful of people who could know, whoever's have access. So that's a good possibility. So um, again, you know, what do you think? Do you think remote viewing is possible? Um, like the podcast says, anything is possible. So I'm not closing my mind to it. I don't understand it fully, and uh, because I haven't been able to do it. So maybe so, but um, I don't have that gift, or even try to have that gift. So um, yeah, because I'm sure if I had that gift, I would try to go in the wrong places and get in trouble. you know, there's water random place pop in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see what's going on there, and it'll be a place I don't need to be, or be something very powerful there that I shouldn't be there. It's just the you see more look into my mind here, because it just runs around and contemplates and thinks about everything. The possibility of this. If I'm able to do this, then would this be able to do? And try to work everything up, and like everything's a puzzle, and I want to try to put that puzzle together. So, um, it's just like I said, things that make you go, hmm. Um, the psychometry, with holding them items. I said, you know, I don't think I would. I wouldn't even want to try it. Um, it'd be my luck. I pick up the wrong item. You wouldn't want to go to, Zach Baggins Museum and start picking up items. Sure enough, be in deep, deep trouble. Be all kinds of entities trying to go home with you, and I don't want nothing coming home with me. They can stay where they're at. Leave me alone. I leave them alone. I know I said that on James's podcast a whole bunch. They don't mess with me. I don't mess with them. I'm very. I like the paranormal. I'm very inquisitive about the paranormal. But I don't want to. I don't want to mess with them. They ain't messing with me. Ain't gonna mess with them. I ain't gonna go to some really haunted place and start yelling and screaming. That ain't me. That ain't Ricky. We ain't doing. That's not happening. Uh, like I was in Hot Springs, and they got the Arlington Hotel there, and the Arrington Hotel. I'm sorry, the Arlington's. That's some place. The Arrington Hotel, and it's supposed to be haunted and than ever. I drove by it and looked up there at it. I'm like, I don't even want to go over there. I ain't even messing with it. But I know I ran into a lady when I was getting my hotel room. She's the one that took my money and gave me my key card and all that kind of good stuff. And she said her boyfriend works at the Arrington, and she said extremely haunted. He's had a bunch of experiences. I'm like, so well, that's why I'm down here with you. I'm not over there with them. So I don't want nothing. I ain't trying to bring nothing home, like I said. But again, I keep asking the questions through this episode. What do you think? Are we the psychometry? Is it possible for something, the energy to be left on something so powerful that you can pick it up and see? Um, and like I said, and I mean, uh, you know, it'd be wild. It'd be like I'm gonna reach over here and ones that can't see the video and see me. I'll pick up my little safety cone here. Gotta be safe. But I'm gonna hold my little safety cone and and think about it. You know, would what would come of that? I don't know. I ain't trying to poke fun at it at one bit. Uh-uh. Nope. But I just asking questions tonight. That was it. And hopefully, hope y'all like this little format of, I guess you'd say, me just asking more questions than just bringing out like facts and facts and facts and facts. Um, I know I like doing those too, and I like doing that but like these here, I really is why I did these together was just their perspective, and uh, you know if they're there's a lot of people say that's BS and baloney. It's just especially on the TV shows, it's just for the TV. It's for ratings. It's like all the machines and stuff, and that you see, and all of a sudden you see a little ghost figure pop up on the screen, whatever, and it's dancing around and all. Is that real? It makes you wonder. It really does. The ghost boxes and stuff like that. Is that are they pre-programmed with them sounds? Are they pre-programmed with those? It's possible we had the technology to do that with ease. But are they actual, real, legit ghost? Um, you know, phenomena coming out of those. You know, like the EMF readers. And stuff like that. You see that all the time. Uh, it drives me crazy sometimes though, and I don't know if they don't have them in the background or what, but they don't show them on TV, so it makes me wonder. Like, they have like a real spike of EMF reading. I'm like, man, why don't you like just having like a recorder on all the time? I don't. Maybe the battery just won't keep up or whatever. But it's like, man, I would want to have a recorder on me all the time, the whole time, and then of just for recording audio, and then or multiple of them really, and then as and then you're having your everything else, but it's like one thing at a time. I it's like I just sometimes they do multiple things, like two things on some shows, but it's like, man, I'd have everything. I would look ridiculous because I'd have recorders on me, and and then have cameras everywhere and everything all there together, so I'd have the very best opportunity to see something if I was going to do that. But as I said before, Ricky ain't gonna do that. Nope. That's not happening. I ain't doing all that. So uh and the last one I've asked questions about tonight, I asked you the question on the remote viewing. I asked you the question on the psychometry and the automatic writing. Again, what do you think? Is it TV? Is it have you heard of people that you've known actually used it before? Um, that's that'd be cool. Like I said, um, and let me know. Let me know in the comments. Um, like I said, if you look up the Trouble Minds Discord, you know, you can find me on there. Um, um, just Salcedo Paranormal Discord. He has a Discord. You can get on there, and I'm on there. One of them two, you know, get on both of them there. Like I said, there's a lot of great people, a lot of great minds, and you're open mind, you know, and seeing things and learning stuff. And that's what I like to do. I like to learn. I like to grow. I like to, you know, evolve and bring out more and more and get the best of me I can out of me because I'm searching. I'm looking. Um, Lately, I've had a little insomnia, so I've been watching lots of, you know, documentations and videos and sitting on a computer late at night looking stuff up and then I'll be looking around like, man, you know, and sometimes I'm like, man, I'm about to record, and then I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll wait, you know, and then so I'll wait. But sometimes it's, um, be honest on here, it's midnight now. Right now, the one I'm recording right now, it's, you know, it's just, it is what it is. You know, sometimes I do it during the day, sometimes I do it at night. But so um, that's about all I got on this one tonight. Like I said, I want you all to just asking questions and seeing what do you think, and uh, you know, let me know. Um, as always, you can follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, um, all the major ones. I'm a This show actually syndicates on the Trouble Mind Radio Network, KUPD. You can hear me and a great bunch of other great shows. Um, you can and you know, and I like, of course, like YouTube. So um, please like and share if you like this content, you like this questions kind of deal like this. You know, it's a little different, not drastic, but if you liked this here and me just talking and asking questions, I mean, just let me know and I'll keep on keeping on. So I'm gonna switch it up and flip stuff around, but uh, let's see how it goes. So, as always, y'all just keep on keeping on, and peace and chicken grease. Y'all be good.